Where in the morning time, like 11 o'clock according to Brahmaji's time, or maybe 12 o'clock, so halfway like, and then slowly the world will come to an end, and when Brahmaji goes to sleep, the whole world also as though comes to an end. It's called Brahmaji's sleep. What in science they call that everything goes into that state of singularity. It remains in that state of singularity for a long time, and again there is a big bang, and again the creation. It's called the pulsating, I think, if I am not mistaken, pulsating universe. Universe goes into oblivion and again comes back, again goes into this and again. It's like pulse, like our heartbeat and all this, pick, 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 like that. Universe also is born and again goes, and again born, again. So here, this time frame and all, and if you calculate, you will find that it matches or matches the scientific thoughts which are there going on presently. So Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, Bhagavan says 1000 yugas, means Chatur Yugas, is the daytime of Brahmaji. You can't imagine the figure. See, again, our Pujya Gurudev has very beautifully pointed out that our time frame and our state of happiness is also very much related. It's very interesting. When a person is unhappy, the time moves very slowly. आहिस्ता आहिस्ता चलता है. ऐसा लगता है कि चल ही नहीं रहा है. It moves very slowly. In pravachan also, if you are getting bored and all, you will find the time moving very slowly. Many people shake their watches and check. पता नहीं चलता है कि नहीं, बंद हो गई क्या? It moves very slowly. But if you enjoy, then it's just, by the time you just sit and it's over so soon. What happened? When one is happy, the time moves very fast. Means you will feel only 1 minute has gone, but actually 1 hour has gone. But when when there is unhappiness, you will feel 1 hour has gone, but it's only 1 minute has gone. So time is directly proportional to the state of happiness. The state of happiness of Brahmaji is maximum. So the time frame there is quite cosmic compared to our time frame. So 1 day of Brahmaji is like so many years of human years. So Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. So our lifetime in this 1000 Chatur Yugas come, and so many Treta Yug, so many 1000 Treta Yug, 1000 Dwapar Yug. So many times Bhagavan takes avatar also. Ram avatar, Krishna avatar, or so many other avatars. It keeps on happening. It's like a daily routine. In a day of Brahmaji, in the cosmic history, so many histories are repeated. Even in the world, actually, histories keep on getting repeated. People, we are cyclic, like we tend to do the same thing again and again. During the day also, you will find that sometimes people do same thing again. If you try to recollect what you did a week ago or this, you will find it very difficult because you were doing same thing. Or it might be very easy also. You can just say, yes, what I did today, I did 1 week ago. And life becomes so monotonous, so repetitive like. Same. Exactly same. Sometimes people have the same type of food, same type of dress like me, same dress, same thing, same will this. Same jokes they will crack. In same way they will laugh also. If we are given another life, again we will repeat the same thing. Even in organization, this, that and all, people tend to, last year what did we have? Let us have the same thing again. How did we celebrate? let us celebrate the same way. So there is no creativity, there is no newness. चलते रहता है. So that person, if he is born again, will repeat the same life. We will repeat the same mistakes also. So this is not an individual fault, but it is the cosmic history. Is like that. Histories are repeated. So in Treta Yuga, Ramchandra ji Bhagwan takes birth as Ram, Shri Ram. In Dwapar Yuga, he comes as Krishna. So many times he comes. So in one day of Brahmaji, so many things keep on happening. And similarly, that much period is one night of Brahmaji. Ratrim yuga sahasrantam te ahoratra vido janaha. This is being indicated by those who are the knowers of the day and night of Brahmaji, the great wise people, the rishis, who have understood the secret of this cosmos. They were the great scientists. Just like we have in modern science, they use certain other technique of understanding. See, the technique differs, and based on the difference in technique, we may have a difference of opinion or understanding. The Rishi Munis, they had their own intuitive techniques of understanding what is life. Even the great scientists, even doctors and all, they knew about the body's functioning in a different way altogether. There might not have been these microscopes and other techniques or machines in the good old days, but they also knew a lot of things about our body, about world. So there is not only one way of knowing. See, one way of knowing it through the senses. You observe and you know. But there is another way of knowing through intuition, which the Rishi Munis, they knew. So here it is said, the knowers of this, the Rishis, they have declared, they have indicated the day and night of Brahmaji as made up of 1000 Chaturyugas. So 1000 Chaturyuga is day and 1000 Chaturyuga is night of Brahmaji. But what? Why you are suddenly telling about the day and night of Brahmaji? He says, what happens in a day and night of Brahmaji, if you have come to understand, then all your ideas about gaining or going to these lokas, attaining this, that will appear very flimsy. What Bhagavan is trying to indicate, the supreme goal, is such a marvelous and supreme that in front of it, even if one is given the lordship of Brahmalok, that also is temporary. In order to gain some peanuts, people, they miss their opportunity to attain the state of realization. Jagat mein bhi, if I come to pravachan, I will miss, I am standing for municipality election. Achha? I want to become the whatever, sanitary inspector. Even if you become Brahmaji, that is also temporary. So Bhagavan says in the next verse, Avyaktad Vyaktaya Sarvaha Prabhavantya Haragame Ratragame Praliyante Tatreva Vyakta Sankyake Avyaktad Vyaktaya Sarvaha Prabhavantya Haragame Ratragame Praliyante Tatreva Vyakta Sankyake. Avyaktad. See, this Brahmaji or this Prajapati, the creator, when the creator goes to sleep, when the creator goes to sleep means when the entire cosmos goes into a state of unmanifestation, what science talk about as singularity, where there is no space, where there is no time, where there is no matter, where there is nothing. everything goes into a state of unmanifestation. Like the seed. Potentially it is there, but it is not manifest. Like the seed, potentially the mango is there in that seed, but it is not manifest. Potentially, when it is given the right condition, it comes up to reveal that mango. Otherwise it is lying dormant. Similarly, the whole cosmos, which is now created, when it goes into a state of dissolution, when all the galaxies, everything come together and all the space, time, everything crunches into a single point, it has not disappeared. It is potentially there, but it is in a state of unmanifestation, non-creation, ready to get created, but it is in an unmanifested. That is called the sleep state of Brahmaji, the sleep avastha of the Creator. It is, figuratively it is said that God, that Creator is sleeping. Just as when we sleep, our world goes into a state of unmanifestation. As far as I am concerned, when I am asleep, I don't know myself, I don't know world, I don't know anything. I go into a state of don't know. That state of don't know and beyond all senses mind is like my sleep. In the same way, in the cosmic standpoint also, Brahmaji's, the Creator's sleep is called avyakta, unmanifest. That is the Ratri, when for 1,000 Chaturyugas, as though the whole creation comes to a standstill. Then, after 1,000 Chaturyugas have elapsed, means that period is elapsed, again the creation process begins. It begins. So, Vyaktayas sarva prabhavante, all the various Vyakti means the various beings, not only the living, sentient, but insentient also, various things start getting manifested. The variety of materials come out, variety of this suns and planets and things, and all this starts coming out from that 0 point, from that singularity, from that avyakta. So avyaktat vyaktayas sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame. Ahaha means during the daytime, means as the day begins, as it dawns, the entire creation process begins. And in the particular stage of creation, human beings also are born. Otherwise, before that, all this matter and everything is there and all. Then after a particular stage of creation, human beings and other beings and animals, birds, all of them also gets created. They also start evolving. They also start evolving at a different stages of creation. See, our scriptures don't say that in the beginning itself God or that created with all human being, animal, bird, plant, everyone. No. In different stages, that type of beings start evolving. Just like a plant, rose. When it grows, there's no rose you see. Then suddenly one day you see the little bud, and then it flowers. In the beginning you don't see it, but at a particular period of its life, it flowers. Similarly, at a particular period of cosmic evolution, humans or beings having the ability to be self-aware, they are born. Maybe in some other worlds and all, the human or the being may have different structure. They need not be like ours, hands and legs and all. Might be different structure. In fact, if dinosaurs they died, but if they had lived for some few million years more, they might have become what? They might have become self-aware. realized dinosaurs. Instead of human being, in future they would have been like moving around. They might have cities and all, dinosaurs sitting and giving pravachan and other dinosaurs. But luckily or unluckily, humans, what we call humans, became self-aware. So we have reached the culmination of creation, because the creation is one is physical evolution and another is evolution of consciousness. So consciousness evolution happens when one becomes more and more aware of oneself. Self-awareness is very important. So this also happens in the day of Brahmaji. Then again the dissolution process begins. So Ratragami, so when his night start coming, then Praliyante, the entire cosmos again start dissolving, shutting down. Just like our computer, you shut it and slowly all these windows, this, that and all, it shuts down, all icons disappear suddenly. And then shut down. But even when it is shut, it is not dead. The batteries are there and the clock is working. Clock is working. When you again open it, it shows the right time. So clock is working. It is not dead, but it is sleeping. Standby mode, sleeping mode. Similarly, Brahmaji when he is sleeping, clock is working. And once that period is over, again he wakes up as though. And the creation begins. It's such a marvelous thing, and in a simplistic, in a figurative, in a simplistic way it is conveyed for everyone to comprehend. See, these are some of the subtlest truth about the cosmos, about the reality, conveyed in a more friendly language so that everyone can understand. Just imagine 5,000 years ago, if you had to convey something to person with our so-called modern scientific understanding and all, it becomes easier to comprehend this. Otherwise it's very difficult. Otherwise you just imagine some Brahmaji with big beard and 4 heads and doing something and all. But if you contemplate, it is not some vague stories and all, but it's actual facts of life. We can compare it with our direct experience and also with the scientific understanding and discoveries which are being made. So Ratragame Praliyante Tatra Eva Avyakta Sanyake. So everything again merges back at the night time of Brahmaji, back into that Avyakta, in that unmanifest, in that state of sleep of that divinity. So when the divine being Brahmaji wakes up, the creation process begins. During his day it's going on, and by afternoon then again he starts winding up. It's like you can imagine the sun. When the sun rises, there is total darkness, and suddenly there is dawn, and then the sun rises. It reaches its height in the afternoon, and then slowly the setting process begins. And then finally it sets down. Twilight and then gone. Again darkness. Similarly, the creation begins. It reaches the central point. Now it is at the central point, according to our scriptures. And the dissolution process has started just. But it will take another, how many years? 500 multiplied by Chaturyuga. 1000 is the daytime, so 500 years have elapsed. What do you call 500 into, and it is too much. You know what I am saying. Half day of Brahmaji. So when we chant that we take sankalpa during puja, we say Brahmani Dvitiya Parardhe Sweta Varaha Kalpe Kali Yuge Manvantare Vaivasvata Manvantare. Actually, in one day of to add to more confusion, in one day of Brahmaji, 14 Manus come. They are called, and those they are called. The period of one Manu lasts for 71 Chaturyugas. So they are called Manvantar. So at present, I think the 8th Manu is there, whose name is Vaivasvata Manu. And this Kalpa, this day also has got name. It is called Shweta Varaha Kalpe. This day, every day has got its own name. So this day in which we are there, not today, day of Brahmaji, is called Shweta Varaha Kalpa. Name of that Kalpa is called Shweta Varaha. And the Manvantar which is going on is Vaivasvata. That name of that Manu is Vaivasvata Manvantari. And now Kali Yuga is going on, so Kali Yuga. So like that, pinpointing the exact time. See, in our life at present, we are totally following the Christian calendar. Though for our festivals and other things, we follow our Hindu calendar. Like tomorrow, I will do the announcement. Tomorrow we are lucky that during this Yajna, tomorrow is a very important day. It's Gita Jayanti. It is the day when this Gita was revealed to Arjuna about 5,000 years ago. So when we want to calculate, we use our Hindu calendar, which is based on the moment of the moon, and which is based on all this, because we follow the cosmic calendar. We don't have to have a calendar on the wall, looking at the sun, looking at the moon, looking at all the nakshatras and all. One can pinpoint the exact time and day and all, if one knows about it. So therefore in Mahabharata and all, they have mentioned the position of the various stars. So from that also one can calculate exactly how many years have elapsed. So 50 years of Brahmaji has elapsed, and now the dissolution process is beginning. And when everything will dissolve, then again it will go into the state of Avyakta. Tatra eva Avyakta Sanyake. And in this creation and dissolution process, beings are born, and again they die, and again they are born. So this goes on and on. This is called the great samsara. And if we want to be free of this samsara and to enjoy the whole show, free doesn't mean that one goes into some sleep or something, but one can enjoy this whole show if one follows this path and comes to recognize one's own self. Then we can enjoy. See, like a drama, like a circus. In a circus, what happens? You see a circus, lot of this. Nowadays they must have stopped, I think. But in those days, old days, you will have those all the animals in the circus, elephants walking. Then in a cage, you have those lions jumping from one stool to another stool. You have seen this? And that ringmaster, whatever his name, he will be there with a lanchadi, and he will make those lions jump. And people will clap, children will clap, oh very nice, the lion is jumping so nicely. But have you looked at the lion's face? It might be entertainment for children, it might be entertainment for other people, but if you go and interview that lion, कि मैं आज तक से आया हूँ, please, can you tell me? That lion will tell his sad stories. That is what we call the sad stories. Lion will say, क्या करें? When I was in the forest, I used to be called the king of the jungle. Here I have to jump from one stool to another stool. And this fellow with a chadi, he keeps on scaring me. And I get some food to eat and all. And again another show starts. Whenever the bell rings, I have to enter this cage and jump from one stool to another. So it's a sad story. So he is bound. But one who is sitting back, relaxed with a moongfali in hand, is enjoying the show. Similarly, when a a person who is identified with the body, identified with the world, is bound. But one who has recognized the self becomes free. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show of your own body and this entire cosmos. That is called Jivan Mukti. Freedom while living, and then freedom from this cycle of birth and death. More we will see tomorrow. You remain seated. I have a few announcements to make. Hari Om.